What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And this one I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make the security breach atrium in Minecraft. This is part 19, and this one we're going to be doing this little guy right here, this little check-in booth or whatever, along with just finishing up the underside that we weren't able to in the last part here, and doing some of the center here, mainly just the kind of back corners. We don't actually get very far with the carpeting, but the stuff on the carpeting, rather. That is all, though, so with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alrighty, so, well, that wasn't particularly very nice. Literally, the second I start recording, I get disconnected. That's good. Anyway, so we're going to start by marking out the 3 signs and just doing a couple of these small things. So, I'm trying to get myself back in here. You want to get out the following to start. Andesite walls. Barriers, blue carpets, light blue concrete, and I think we're just gonna go with that for now. We'll probably need more later, but I think that's just a good starting point. So head down to the pizza counter here, and ignore that the pizza letters themselves are off-centered. I am aware. You want to take the actual center here of the bottom. It's going to be these 2 particular slabs or whatever. And you're going to count out from them to the, what is it going to be? 4th, 5th, the 6th floor block, excluding the one under. So if this is one under, it'd be the 7th. So, you know, I'll just say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll place an andesite wall in line with the leftmost of the 2 center blocks. Then from there, going right, I'm going to do alternating barriers and andesite walls until we're about in the center of this, like, center, or this line to the right here, that one. So alternating barriers and andesite walls, and you want to end on an andesite wall, and I'm thinking there looks about to the center. I might go one set further. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 andesite walls. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 andesite walls. That is correct. You'll leave a gap of, to the left of this, I should specify, a gap of 7, and I think it's doing the same thing. So 4, 5, 6, 7, and on the 8th block, you want, check it, 8 andesite walls with the barriers in between. 5, 6, 7, 8, I think. Yes. You'll then place blue carpet on top of both of those rows. It isn't centered, it shouldn't, as that's supposed to be. Unfortunately, I know that that is sometimes annoying, but that's how it is. I want to say the sign is centered, though. If I could figure it out, yeah, it is. If you take the, again, the right set of the little lines we just made and the leftmost andesite wall, you're going to leave a gap of 4 counting forward, or just count forward 5, and place a light blue concrete with 1 to the right. And again, if you just, like, look back to there, you're centered there, and also if you look forward, you would be centered on the stage, but, like, I don't really know how you would figure that out without doing some unnecessarily complicated thing. We can mark the one on the right side next, because we already have the right side done as far as the detailing is concerned. So I just think it'd be good. Unfortunately, this won't be centered. It's between the 2 escalators. There is no 2-block center. So I'm going to take the left one here, and I'll take the 3rd red back, and I'll end up counting over by 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th floor block. Light blue with another one to the right. It's going to be one of those videos, isn't it? I would recommend making the one on the left side in line with this, making sure you're on the 3rd red back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk like along these 2 light blue, and I'll see the first coordinate is changing. So that's the X. And I'll see it's -793 and -794. And I'm gonna remember those 2 numbers, and as I go across, those numbers should hopefully stay the same. And then again, you'll be the 3rd red in. So 1, 2, 3, and it'll be those 2 blocks. It's like windy as balls out right now, so I'm guessing that's why my internet isn't particularly having a good time. But, I mean, it is what it is. So, you can clear your inventory from that point. We'll deal with those light blues probably later. I'm gonna get disconnected immediately, aren't I? Maybe not. It felt like I was gonna. Anyway, on the left side, okay, well, you needed the andesite walls again, so get them back out along with an addition, just andesite. And we'll go trapdoors. We're going small amounts at a time because the big thing that we have over on this side to do are the ATMs, and I don't really feel like doing those. So, yeah, I don't also know the materials for them off the top of my head, which would generally be helpful. If you're looking at this side, you have these Monty doors. You want to take the Roxy trash can specifically and count out from it by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right by 1, place an andesite wall. Extend it right with a block and then a wall. Extend either wall towards you with a block and wall again, and then connect those walls together with another block. And then you'll bring all that up to the blue terracotta. Hopefully everyone's having a good day, and I don't think I said that yet. I am for the most part. Other than the fact, so I'm recording this in October, and as I mentioned, it's windy as balls. One of my animatronics just freaking exploded. Not actually. Yeah, anyway, on the front of this pillar, you'll take, which is this row, you'll take the eye level andesite and place an oak trapdoor on it. But yeah, he ended up falling from the wind, and his head just snapped off, to be honest. It's not like fully off, but I was just checking for damage, and I noticed that his head was like just hanging on by a thread, pretty much. So that's good. On this particular side, anyway, you have these. It's kind of between the escalators, actually, but behind them, you have these 2 potted plants that are sticking out. You're gonna take the left one and the back left light blue, and count to the 7th floor block to the left. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you'll place an andesite wall. Left with a block and then a wall. And then extend either wall back with a block and wall, and then connect those walls together with a block and extend all that up to the top. So yeah, the one that broke was 15-foot Phantom. Every year the wind knocks him over. As in the last 2 years it has. And also the year that I got him. I set him up and then left him up overnight, and by the next morning he was down. But he also didn't have like weight on him or anything, so that generally didn't help his case to absolutely eating it. Anyway, we can start doing the ATMs. So we have most of them marked, which, as in the 3 of them marked, which is nice. The only other thing I would actually recommend doing first, though, is in this corner between the 2 doors, on the wall with the cyan color door, which would lead to the, oh my god, what's that called? The green rooms. I can't remember what it's called. Rockstar Road, there we go. You're gonna, in the very corner at eye level, place an oak trap door open up against it. It's my really sophisticated flashlight charger. I don't know if I said that. I might have. I forget. Get out the following, though. Red terracotta. Mangrove slab. Bamboo slab. Waxed weathered cut copper slab. And then you want the following 3 signs. You want crimson, bamboo, and warped, and then we'll go glowing sex and white eye. On top of the lone cyan terracotta here next to the pillar, you'll place a red terracotta on top with a mangrove slab on that. On top of the light gray with the yellow, you'll place a bamboo slab, and on top of the cyan with the lime, you'll place a copper slab. You're kind of just matching the sign colors here. The crimson is going on the mangrove slab, and on each sign you're going down a line and typing ATM in all caps. This one you're doing this. On keyboard you're pressing enter, by the way, for that. I've never specified that, but I might as well this time. And then on controller, I know for PlayStation, it's like this, almost like an arrow. It almost looks like the road signs that have like the arrows that point to, like, you know, a left turn or a right turn, except it'd be upside down. So I guess it would be a right turn upside down, which would be pointed left. I don't know. Anyway, you'll place your glowing second white tire in each sign. Again, I specify that way because it's just, I don't know. Clear your inventory and get out the following. Item frames. Black stained glass. Block of iron. And painting. Off each of the top terracottas, you'll place an item frame with a black stained glass in it. This will change like every single time. Don't ask me why, because I don't know why. But yeah, if you want to keep it consistent with the other side, feel free. I just like am following what I'm doing, because I know we use panes, I think, in this atrium or on this bottom floor. From the red ATM, which is Roxy, you want to, from that red terracotta, count left by 2. Break this blue, replace it with a block of iron with another one on top. All the way to the left, you want to take this, the Monty ATM, which is the lime one, and you'll count right by 2 from the lime, and you'll place a 1x2 painting there. I like to have it as this guy, the guy on the hill. Technically, you should maybe place a painting on the iron instead of doing the iron. The reason that I did it separately, I wanted to do, I think, map art for a lot of this, so I ended up placing things specifically to anticipate that, and then I just, like, never got around to it. So, yeah, maybe eventually it will be done, but that wouldn't be something I would show. Although I do wonder, it's probably possible to make a resource pack that would work for that. Because I think you can import map data, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong on that, but I remember something about that. Anyway, let's head to the middle back, and we can do the thingy that's here, and then we'll end up working around and doing a bunch of other stuff around, and then we'll just have the middle left for the bottom, which is cool, and then we'll finally get to that 3rd floor, but not in this part, probably. Alrighty, so to start off, get out the following concrete colors. Black, red, blue, orange, and then for not concretes, you want yellow terracotta, birch planks. Ha, you thought we were done. Light blue concrete, polished blackstone slabs, and warped slabs. And that'll hopefully get us... I actually think this will get us this part done, which is nice. So this is centered. Oh yeah, we have the... We'll make those in a sec. I'll remember, I swear. If I don't, it's the same as the ones we would have made on these sides, I believe, for the second. We made one somewhere. Is it left side? I know there was one. There, yeah, there is one on the left behind the Monty Golf diorama, but I shouldn't forget. If you are lined up with those center 2 light blue, though, and you trace all the way forward to this particular, like, staircase, you're going to replace the center 2 floor blocks before the crimson with black concrete, and then extend another 1 off each. So that's not... Whatever, it's fine. Just, like, ignore this one. You'll then a block out from that on either side, extend up from the floor with 3 yellow terracotta. See, never happened. You'll then extend up diagonally in from both by 2, and you should just create an arch. Inside of the rows of 3 yellow terracottas, and going back from them, you want to place rows of 5 red concrete extending up. Like so. These will be flat, we're doing this for a reason, you'll see why in a sec. You'll take the top 2 reds and extend them each back by 5. And then extend that back row of red down to the ground, like so. Then behind that row, you're going to place 3 yellow terracotta extending up on either side. Same thing, we'll go up diagonally in by 2, and then, yeah. This, as I mentioned, well, actually, I don't think I mentioned, but it is symmetrical, regardless of mentionings or not. So on both yellow terracotta, the top blocks here, you're going to place light blue concrete, those top rows of 2. Extend that in either direction by 1, which is left and right, and then extend up with a row of light blue. Place red concrete left and right of the light blue concrete that also connects down into the yellow terracotta, and I'll also fill in these little 1 block gaps that creates, just because we might as well. And then left and right of the top red concretes here, you'll place a warped slab on, again, I guess both sides, I don't know. Extend the warped slab then out, still in the same direction, with a polished blackstone slab. And then you'll end up taking those polished blackstone slabs and extending them down to the ground with black concrete. Should look like this. The funny little in-between rows between the black and the doorways, you'll just place red concrete in. Now I gotta check if this is mirrored or if it's like, I don't know. Okay, it's not mirrored. It's the same on both sides, but not mirrored the same. So if you take both sides, you want to, between the black concrete pillars, you're going to go left to right on both of them if you're looking at them as you do this. And you're going to place an orange concrete, birch plank, 3 red concrete, and then a blue concrete. So again, orange, birch, 3 red, blue. Next one going left to right, you'll place birch, orange, leave a gap of 2, blue, red. So again, birch, orange, gap of 2, blue, red. On top of the far left birch, you'll place an orange, and on top of the far right red, you'll place a blue. And then from this point, it doesn't really matter because there's no separate patterns. But you'll place a red concrete on top of those top blocks and then connect them together, which will give you this like really odd shaped window that kind of looks like the Halo character's visor. Not really, but I don't know. I felt like making the comparison even if it doesn't work. Extend these side red concretes each up by 2, so the left and right ones, and then fill in the center with more light blue concrete because we're never done with it. Not that we've used that much, but anyway, on that side walls from there, you'll place warp slabs. Off the row of red concrete below the light blue on the still left and right, you're going to place a row of upside down polished blackstone slabs. Extend it then out with a row of regular polished blackstone slabs that's kind of down diagonally a bit. And it should give you this. Where did you go? It's just gone. Nope, out of here. That should be all for at least that. The only other thing that I would maybe recommend is if you head to the inside, I mean, we still have to do the roof, obviously, but if you head to the inside, just kind of fill in the top here between these 2 rows with red concrete. Don't fill in these little crevices, because these are actually going to be stairs. Polished deep side stairs, to be specific. Well, upside down polished deep side stairs, to be extra specific. But, yeah. I guess in addition, what you can do is in line with this bottom row of light blue on these sides, you'll just fill in the little ceiling with polished blackstone slabs. It won't be at the very top, because it's just like a false ceiling, I guess, if you will, only visible from the underside. For the actual, like, roof of this, if you take the red concretes off the sides of the light blue, you'll connect them together with more red. Outside of them, these funny little rows you'll fill in with polished blackstone slabs, along with placing polished blackstone slabs on top of this top row of the top section, which is the red and light blue. Extend those slabs out in each direction by 1, corners included, and then fill in the center with more slabs. There is a light up here, we'll add that later. As in after we're done this whole thing, because, yeah. Nice. Now we have to deal with the inside, I think, because that should be the, again, other than that light, that should be the outside done, which it is. I guess also other than the blue, but we're not really entirely worried about that. So, well, you'll see what I mean. Clear your inventory and get out the following. Magenta wool. Blue carpet. Polished deep slate stairs, polished blackstone slabs, cobbled deep slate walls, so much deep slate. Paintings, I really do use a lot of deep slate, I'm realizing. Birch button, and I went with just the regular old lanterns, since the other ones didn't exist, obviously. But if you want to use a fancy one, I don't remember the color of these lights, so I can't really give you any input. Inside here, you want to break the entire floor really between those black concrete lines and replace it with magenta wool. Oh yeah, we didn't place one on the back, sorry. You're supposed to place one under this doorway. At the back, you're placing some black like so. Just to make it symmetrical still. Maybe some of you caught on to that, but I didn't, so... It's funny, I told myself when I was doing it, I was like, okay, we'll add that line too, and then I never did. Which is always exciting. On the inside of this, for the ceiling, if you take each corner, you want to count in by one and place a lantern. The only way that would make sense for the lanterns won't be connecting, or won't be touching, rather, and will kind of be in a, like, 4x4 square like so. On these sides here, on those little counters, you want to, specifically on these two red, place blue carpet on both sides. Off of the red those blue carpets were on, you'll place upside down polished blackstone slabs inside of. Looking at these slabs, you want to place a cobbled deep slate wall on the rightmost one, with a painting off of that wall. They can be the same or not, it's up to you. Then from that point, if you're looking towards the stage like I am right now, to the left side of the opening, this red concrete at eye level, you'll place a birch button on. I believe this is a light switch, but as you can see, it doesn't work. That's because this is Minecraft and it doesn't. In each of these 4 little cubbies in the corners, you'll just place upside down polished deep slate stairs to create little shelves. And then that's this thing done, other than the light on top, but cool. Now we can do the light. So clear your inventory first, and then get out the following. Dark oak trapdoors, polished deep slate, polished deep slate stairs again, of course, and glow item frames. I'm trying to split this video into 10-minute segments while I'm recording, just because God forbid my power is going to go out or something. Looking at, or towards the elevators, you want to be on this side of this thingy, and over top of the light blue, you're going to break the 2 slabs in the center here. Not on the very edge, they're a block in, because they'll be on the, or in line with the wall, like so. You'll place a set of dark oak trap doors there that open towards the center, like so. Extend each trap door up by 2. You're going to have to crouch to place these. And then on top of those, place polished deep slate blocks. Behind those blocks, you want to place upside down stairs facing back, which is going to be towards the elevators. And then behind that, more blocks. Extend basically the back 2x2 up with the same things, other than the fact that the upside down stairs will be right side up instead. You're not extending these front blocks up, because you want to instead extend them up with stairs that face away from each other, so right or left. Extend these stairs on the top forward by 2, and extend the blocks on the bottom forward with 2 upside down stairs that face the same way, so you kind of have this like circular pattern from the front. Off of this side, you'll place just 4 glow item frames like so. And then that is the light on top done. It's a little bit weird. It was something that I'd forgotten for a while, and then one day I kind of just remembered that I needed to add it, and so I did, and yeah. Clear your inventory and get out the following. Pink concrete, black concrete, lime terracotta, magenta terracotta, cyan concrete, red concrete, lime concrete, warped slabs, and warp trapdoors. For each of the 3 light blue thingies, we're doing the same thing. However, I am going to instruct this probably all 3 times, because there's something particular that... Also, they're different. The side ones are different than the back one. Huh, that's weird. I don't think that's supposed to be like that. But anyway, there's one thing that I'm going to throw as a consideration here when we do this. On top of this back light blue, though, you're going to place pink concrete and extended left and right by 1. I'm instructing this as we're looking towards the pizza stand, by the way. Place a row of black concrete on top. Then on top of that, going left to right, you'll place a lime terracotta, black concrete, magenta terracotta, cyan concrete. Extend the cyan concrete up with a red concrete, and then everything else up with a black concrete. On top of that, place lime concrete. And then, not the furthest left line, but one to the right, you'll place a warp slab on top. You'll have warp trap doors opened up against the sides of this, like so. Nice. Now for the other ones, the only difference, if you care, is that the lime terracotta and cyan concrete are for some reason switched. So, for this one though, it's not just if you're looking at it from the center, it's if you're looking at it from, like, okay, if you're looking towards the elevators, you want to be to the right of the light blue concrete when you find it. So, like, you see here, I find it, so I'm going to be to the right, and then I'll just turn around to look at it. And again, I'll place the pink and extend it to each side by 1. Black concrete row on top. On top of that, going left to right, I'll place cyan, black, magenta, lime terracotta. Extend that lime up with a red. Everything else up with black. Lime concrete on top of that. For this left lime, extend or count right by 1, place a warped slab, and then you'll have the trapdoors open up against the sides of this. Nice. And then again, the other side will be the same thing, to where we're going to be looking towards the side where Monty Golf and Daycare reside. I'm going to just hopefully have this remembered. Yes. I'll show it to you when I'm done. Just in case you didn't remember. I also cheated a little bit. I mean, I didn't look at it enough to process it, but I did glance over at it on my other screen. Nice. Sometimes I do that. But oh my god. Anyway, sorry, that looked like it was really loud on on OBS. It went red when I coughed. Get out the following materials for this next part. Red concrete, black stone and diorite slab, or walls, not slabs, sorry. End rods. What are those things? Where are they, actually? Where are the end rods? There they are. Warp trap doors is where I was trying to head mentally before I had actually gotten the thing that I needed. And anything else? Honestly, no. Maybe a couple deep set, and I'll explain why, but I think I had talked about this before, so it's up to you. Now, I'm going to talk about that first, actually. If you would like, and I'm going to here, just replace all of the edge, like, smooth quartz here with cobble deep set, just going around this part on, like, the inside. At least on these back corners, I think it just looks a little bit better, but it is up to you. It's personal choice. If you want to leave it on for a second, and then I can show you what it looks like with it off, then, you know, that's up to you. But I think right now it will look weird regardless, but once we get the stripe thing, or the little border in, I think it'll look better. But yeah, it's up to you. From this point, you want to take the side, or the endmost crimson for this, like, back stairway, and just kind of behind it, you're going to place 2 red concrete extending up on both sides. Oh, we forgot to get out a block, by the way, which is polished deep set slabs, even though that's a slab, not a block, but close enough. You'll take the bottom red and extend it out with alternating black stone and diorite walls until you're pretty much at the corner. You can start with either, it doesn't matter. But you'll just kind of go until you're at the end of this row, and then this corner block you'll extend up with 2 red again. Only thing I would recommend is making it symmetrical, so if you started with black stone on one, start with black stone on the other as well. Technically, it wouldn't line up that way because it's a 2-block center, but it's not really important. From this point, and this is up to you. Hold on, I need to figure this one out first, though. You can either continue with the block that you ended with, or switch it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just, like, say, okay, this is a diorite wall here, so I'm going to go forward starting with a diorite wall. But you're going to go forward with 6 alternating walls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then just a singular red concrete for now, so we know this one is different. And then I'm going to start with the one that I ended with here, which is a black stone, and I'll place 6 more alternating walls. 4, 5, 6. And then, oh my god, and then 2 red concrete extending up. Which should be against the plant here at the, or the like plant section at the back. Sorry, that was rough. Boink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 red. Extend each of the walls up with a polished deep side slab. Make sure that you do leave that singular red concrete open. I'm just going to fill over and then break, because that is important for something or other. Because we're extending it up for both of those reds. Let's extend them up, shall we? You want to extend up by 4. Then you're going to go in 1, up 1, in 1 for now. Just so we can kind of break this up. So again, 4 up, in, which should give you this. From that point, you're going to extend the top red in on both sides by 11. And I'm going to check that it's 11 on both sides. Because I feel like I would make one of them 12 or something. Just sounds like something I would do. No, we're good. Off of the end red concrete, and not the one before, but the one before that, you're going to place an end rod and then a warp trapdoor underneath. So basically, just to break that up better without it all just being in one thing. End red concrete, end rod with a warp trapdoor below. Gap of 1 extending back along this red, same thing. That's a lot better. Sorry, sometimes I try to explain things and then it doesn't make sense, but yeah. That's us. And then we can do both these corners at the same time because they are the same, but I'm going to confirm that before I actually, like, fully have you do that. But they look the same, yeah. I just thought of something genius as well, which I'll get to it in a sec. But you want to start by getting out the following materials first. Acacia stairs. Red wool. We just can't escape the color red in this part. I don't know what's going on. Acacia stairs. Or, sorry, slabs, so we already have stairs. Purple concrete. I don't know. Flower pot. Bamboo. The plant version. Where is it? There it is. Oak leaves or whatever you've been using for the... Well, I guess it could be different, but... Whatever. Light blue terracotta, and the good old purple slabs. My favorite. Where are they? There they are. So on both sides, you're going to want to, just to the like sides of the crimson here, you're going to just come directly off of it and place 9 acacia stairs going over. And again, do this on both sides. Then place 3 red wool, each which are extended towards you an additional 1. So it's a 3x2. And then from there, you're going to extend over from that back row of red with an additional 9 acacia stairs. If you've done everything correct, you should have a 3-block gap here. If not, I would place my bets that this is wrong. Another thing here, I'll tell you in a sec. Another way you can check that is, assuming that you have your red along or in line with this last row of crimson, that the first wall and the last wall of the checkerboard pattern for this back portion are different. And you see on both sides, they are different for me. Anyway, from this corner, you're going to count out diagonally by 1 and place a purple concrete here. On it, you'll place a flower pot with a bamboo in it. And then off that flower pot, if you crouch and place an oak leaf, it'll place above, and then you'll pop another one on top. What you can alternatively do, I have 2 alternatives if you don't like the flower pot being there, because I would understand that. You can use the waxed weathered copper bar, which I think is kind of... I actually really like that. I might go with that. The other one I was going to say is the lightning rod version. I think that's going to be a little too thick, though. Yeah, I think the bar looks very nice. So I might actually end up switching that on mine, I'm not gonna lie. Flower pot's a lot bulkier. but I think that looks cool. It's even got like the little, oh, notch in it or something. But you can pick whichever you want. From that point, if you leave a 3-block gap heading forward from this corner as well, you're going to place an acacia stair facing forward. Then 2 facing sideways, 1 facing back, 1 facing forward, 2 facing sideways, 1 facing back. So again, I know that sounds like a lot, but basically to break it down, it's stair, it's stairs, yeah. But no, you essentially are just having 2 of these like couches. So they're 4 blocks long, and these side ones are curled to face the center, and they're just connected. I like that. More so a divider in the middle rather than 2 couches, but either way works. And you're doing the same thing here where you're taking this corner and extending diagonally in with a purple concrete, copper, or whatever, the flower pot with the bamboo in it if you want, or the copper bar, and then the 2 oak leaves above. I am gonna, I think, switch to the copper bars because I just think that they look better. I'll have to debate switching them on the original. I do think that's better, though. Leaving a gap of 3 extending in again, or the whatever, you want to place 9 acacia stairs facing back. They will extend into the carpet. Don't really worry about that. That's just what they do. They just get in the way, you know? But yeah. Off of the end, what is it, 7? Yes, off of the end 7 stairs, off of the back side of them, you'll place 2 light blue terracotta extending back. Which should be that far. You'll have a 1-block gap between you and the, like, tree plant areas. Not sure why, but what do I know anyway? Place oak leaves on this however you'd like. However, the one thing that I will point out is the way that I did these ones specifically, the blocks where you do not have the oak leaves, you're placing purple slabs on. And that's important to mention because you can have the oak leaves go over the slabs like that if you'd like. But it doesn't really matter. You don't even need the slabs if you don't want. I just wanted them to be a little bit taller than the stairs there. And that was kind of the perfect way to do that. So, something like that. The only thing left is the stairs in the center. So if you take that final stair on that row of 9, which is this one, you want to count back by... Sorry, I'm struggling really hard. Count back by 6. And place an acacia stair facing forward, with 1 behind it facing backward. And then you'll have 1 magenta behind that, for the carpet at least. So I'm actually just going to use that to mark. Boink. I messed up. Gap of 5? Yes. You'll extend those stairs in by... So in would... Wait. Yes. In would be that way. On the... It's right on the left and left on the right. You'll go in with a singular set of stairs again, and then a set of stairs that face actually inwards. Sorry, I don't know why I'm struggling right now explaining things. It's just one of those days, I guess, for explaining. You'll also extend these stairs outwards by 3, which will be to the end of the carpet, and then outside of that, you'll have another row of stairs that face outwards. So, there we go. That's better. You'll then surround that funny stair thing with acacia slabs, just again going all the way around in a rectangle. And preferably don't add a second row, because you don't want a second row. And then boom. This is a really awkward spot to be in the tutorial, because we're not even 40 minutes in, at least as far as the actual video itself, but I can't really do much because everything left is like methodical, not methodical, but the same on all of them. So I think I am just gonna end the part there. I know that is a little bit short, but that's fine. Once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is this part done. I don't know what part number we're on. I forgot again. Next part, hopefully we'll be able to finish this lower level. I honestly think I am just going to pedal to the metal until it's done, because I don't see it taking more than 50 minutes. It's not a huge amount, but anyway, thank you guys who watched this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.